Hey friends! Don't mind the angle, like the overhead light is doing weird things, so this is the only way that I could position you. That wasn't super weird. Anyway, welcome to a new reading vlog or weekly vlog, whatever. I handed in my draft to my supervisors 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago. Oh my god, what is time? What is the day? Anyway, we'll say 2 weeks ago. So I'm kind of free, but not really, because I still have to do bits and bobs for my thesis, which I will be doing throughout the week, but I wanted to give myself some time to just chill. I went to, as you all know, because I've talked about it 5 million times, I went to the country for a bit with my mum, just for a few days, and it was magnificent, definitely what we both needed, and as well as my dog, because he has a hard life, sleeping and eating and doing nothing. And then I'm back, and so I thought to kind of talk to you about little things that I've been doing and reading. These are books that have nothing to do with various projects that I've been working on. Every time I say that, I feel like I'm like a real booktuber. But anyway, so last night I actually finished a book, and I'll also talk about the books that I'm currently reading. So last night I finished Furies, Stories of the Wicked, Wild and Untamed. This is a short story collection, but it's is it anthology? I think it's an anthology. I'm sorry, the lighting is really trash, but this is fantastic. This is a short story collection written to celebrate the 50th anniversary of Virago publishing. So it's fucking awesome. I loved this short story collection. I think this was brilliant in so many ways. I cried so many times. I think just these collective people writing these wonderful stories about women and people who have uteruses, and just like, oh, it's so good. We have like trans rep, we have queer rep, women rep. I loved this so much. So we have like a combination of slightly fantastical, like speculative, as well as just like contemporary. We have historical short stories that take place in various time periods. Some are actually based on like true events that happened or true people, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful. Not to say that there aren't some like weak stories in this. There are, and I'm gonna name them. Okay, so in my humble personal opinion, the best stories, well, actually wait, we'll start with the good stories, like the solid 4-star stories, right? Was Virago and Siren. Virago and Siren were like solid 4-star reads. So Siren's by Margaret Atwood and Virago is by C.N. Lester. Truly, they were great. They were good. They were great. Fantastic. The best stories of this collection, holy shit. We have, honestly, we have Camilla Shamsi's Shirael short story. We have Wench by Kirsty Logan, was magnificent. I loved that so much. We have Warrior by Chibundu Onuzo. Holy shit, that was incredible. We have Spitfire by Ali Smith. I knew I was going to love Ali Smith's short story because it's Ali Smith. I love her. You know that the Seasonal Quartet is one of my favorite series of all time. I oh my god, Ali Smith's writing, like no wonder people call her like our generation or whatever, or like Virginia Woolf, because I can see that, like, she is just brilliant as a writer. So I loved Spitfire. It made me cry. Fury by Rachel Seifert. I'm pretty sure, was that the one that I was, let me just double check. Yes, Fury. That also made me cry, and I took a photo of the last page and sent it to Hannah, and I was like, I love women, like, honestly, fantastic. Tigress by Claire Coda also made me cry. It also made me cry. And then Dragon by Stella Duffy. What a beautiful exploration of aging and menopause and women. I finished Dragon by Stella Duffy feeling so comforted. Honestly, I was like, oh my god, I feel comforted. I feel at peace, but I was also like sobbing. Oh my god. Absolutely beautiful. They were the best stories. The other stories were, in my humble personal opinion, were weak, which was like Termagant by Emma Donoghue, Hussy by Caroline O'Donoghue, Vituperator by Ellen Oyeyemi, Harridan by Linda Grant, and She Devil by Eleanor Cruz, and Muckraker by Susie Boyd. I thought they were fine. I think when you have them in a collection with the other authors and their stories, it did feel like, you know, but this is honestly fantastic. I really do recommend it. I was a bit hesitant when I realized that Margaret Atwood was in here, because I'm pretty sure, didn't she sign something arguing against trans women being like part of the Women's Prize? Was that, or did I imagine that? Anyway, I was really hesitant to read this because I was like, is this going to be turfy? And I don't know if she meant it to be turfy because in this collection you have like trans women and like trans people, I should say, like writing and being represented, and like non-binary people. So that would be slightly strange for her to like be part of this collection. I actually think that her short story Siren is arguing for like trans women and like trans people, and that's how I'm interpreting it, because I think that would make sense, and I think she's actually arguing or like positioning herself against TERFs, but that could also be me reading too much into it. And I would like to read Own Voices reviewers, like trans reviewers of that particular short story, because I don't want to promote, obviously, I don't want to promote someone who's a fucking TERF. But I loved this. I loved the other stories. I loved how gorgeous and wonderful and empowering, but also horrifying these stories were. Love it, love it, love it. I also am reading, and I don't have it with me, it's in my room. I am reading, I'm gonna get this wrong, The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle by Stuart Turton. I think in the US it's the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, but here in good old Australia it's 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. I get it confused a lot with The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. That is why the author and the publisher decided in the US to market it as the 7.5 Deaths, because of the confusion. But I am a fair way into it actually. I think I only have 100 pages to go. I am reading this in a kind of like book club with my friends Em and Tiff, and so far I am obsessed. I literally was dreaming about this on the weekend. I don't know how to explain it, but there's like the redoing of the same day, like so you're stuck in kind of like a time loop, but the main character is body swapping, like he's body hopping every time one of his hosts fall asleep, but he has only 8 days to solve the murder of Evelyn Hardcastle. And there's this man or entity called the Plague Doctor who is, I think, in charge of this. It's implied that this loop has been happening for a very long time. For what reason, I'm not too sure. We don't know that yet. And it's fucking awesome. Like, this is the kind of mystery thriller situation that really speaks to me, and I think Em and Tiff are also really, really enjoying it. Like, it's just so strange, but so intriguing, and you're on the edge of your seat trying to like sleuth your own way through the story. It's fantastic. The only criticism that I have, and it's only a big criticism when the main character is in the body of a particular host, or if this host is briefly seen from the perspective of other hosts. It's very fat phobic, incredibly fat phobic, I should say. That is the only criticism that I would have. Oh, and also there is another host who is very badly burned, and I think he also has a physical disability as a result, and he is also like, it's very ableist in that context. It's very discriminatory, and positioning him, like the rhetoric surrounding that character who's the butler is like kind of horrible, honestly. So that's my only criticism. So I don't think this will get a 5-star purely because of the way that those are represented. Like, honestly, Stuart, we get it, you're fat phobic. Like, we get it. Can you like stop going on and on and on about it? Can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see how the story kind of comes together. I have theories and conspiracies, but I think they're too far out of this world. I also don't read the blurb. I don't know about the US or like international covers, but the blurb for the Oz edition has a spoiler in it, which is who the hosts, like who the main character is, because you don't find out the name of the main character until like 100 or 150 pages in. And like, you don't know, like, okay, obviously the title is The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, but you don't really understand what's happening. But the blurb full on like tells it. It's so horrible. Whoever wrote that blurb, I'm really sorry, but you need to redo it, because why would you do that? But yeah, really excited. My theories, my conspiracies, for some reason, I think that the main character has some connection to the family. Maybe that will be that he is the child who was supposedly killed, or he had some hand in something. Like, I just think the main character, there's more to him. There's also a character named Anna that I am very, very suspicious of, but I really want to trust her. But at the same time, who can you trust? It's very fascinating. I'm loving it, really loving it. The next book that I'm reading, yes, I know I'm reading 2 books at the same time, and I was at one point reading 3. Don't judge me. You know why? I'll tell you why. Because after I finished reading Pod by Lillian Paul, watch my previous video or my first episode of the Women's Prize long list, like reading the long list video, that book nearly destroyed me because I was so close to giving it 2 stars, but I gave it 3 stars. I rounded it up because of the commentary on very important social environmental issues, but that book was not good. So when I finished Pod, I was like, I am not going to think about a Women's Prize book because I'm feeling very disappointed in the Women's Prize long list. So I started Furies, I started The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, I also started this other book, which you're gonna laugh. I started reading Thus Spoke Zarathustra by Nietzsche. Why? Why did I do that to myself? Because I had this feeling, and I am really enjoying it. Obviously, the perspective on women is not good, okay? Let's put that out there. There are sections about women that are just very outdated, very racist, very sexist and misogynistic. But everything else, like, there are some really gorgeous sentences and like sentiments and ideas. So I'm really enjoying my first foray into Nietzsche, and I think I have 2 other books from him that are literally right there that I will get to because I like the way he writes. The probability I should say, of me finishing Zarathustra before the end of March is very low because it's very dense. I'm 100 pages in and I have like 200 pages to go. It's very dense, but I'm going to try because I like dipping in and out of it. But my focus obviously is to finish The 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle because I need to know. But that's my update. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to be journaling. This is my reading journal. Have I introduced this reading journal? This is my reading journal for 2023. maybe for longer, and I need to put Furies in and put this as an entry. This is just, I think this is from Fairy Loot. I'm historically very bad at keeping reading journals. This reading journal here, I'll show you. This was my reading journal for last year, and it's like so pretty, it's gorgeous, right? I put stickers on it, it's fantastic. I didn't keep at it at all, like at all. Things are half done, half filled. So now it's just like a content planning book for like my blog and my YouTube channel. And I have like a normal journal. This is where I write my thoughts about my feelings, my own things, but also the books that I'm reading, because it feels very natural to just like write in here. So I have this, and this is I'll show you what it looks like. You just have like title, author, genre. You have like if it was a physical book, if it was an audiobook, or if it was an ebook, like dates read, when it came out. You have your rating, describe it in 5 words or less, and the page number. Then you have all this as notes, and I just think it's really pretty, and I've been keeping at it. Like I've actually been consistent. This is all in a bid to try and be a bit more intentional with what I'm reading and really sit and reflect on what I'm reading. So I've been filling this out like a good girl. I did get behind at one stage, but I'm now, look at that. Doesn't that look so cool? Like I read these books and I wrote a little thing about them. Makes me feel so happy. I also kind of want to go to like my favorite books and like color in some of the pictures and the illustrations on this, I should say. But yeah, how cool. As you can tell, I've read mostly physical books this year. This one, Never Let Me Go, I read both as a audiobook and as a physical book. But yeah, this is my little reading journal, and I've been really like enjoying keeping up with it. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And then I want to also continue reading the book that I just started for the Women's Prize, which I'm not going to talk about here, but I started reading Memphis by Tara M. Stringfellow, and I want to do like an update for that vlog for the Women's Prize when I reach 100 pages, and then start that vlog going. Very exciting things to do. So I'm going to journal a little bit, and we're just going to go about our day, and I'm going to take you with me. Does that sound good? I hope so. Right now, what I'm going to be doing is figuring out like what video I'm going to do for this week, because I need to figure out what I want to do. I also journaled a little bit about the books that I'm reading, or mainly about the book that I'm reading, as you can see. I feel like sometimes when I'm reflecting about the books that I'm reading, I'm also just reflecting my own feelings. Does that make sense? It's doing pretty good for me, but I'm just looking. Okay, I think I know what I want to do. I think I know which video I want to do. We'll do that one, and then let me just do, I'm gonna edit my Country Victoria vlog. Oh, that's an awkward angle, but I'm actually gonna make myself a tea, so let's go do that. This is my water bottle for the day. It's honestly really pretty. My mum got it for me. Makes the best sounds. Officeworks, and it comes with a cup. Go and get it. It's like iridescent pink. It's fantastic. Cool bananas. Let's go make a tea. I make myself a tea because I desperately need what I'm gonna do. This cup. This cup my friend Lisa got me, and it's adorable and kind of hilarious. She got it for me and she was like, oh, it reminds me of Hunter. It was the most cutest thing. Yes, I'm having Earl Grey. Earl Grey's my favorite. I'm too impatient to wait for this to like do what it needs to do. Let's get some milk. Oh, isn't he so cute? Talking about cute, let's go find my dog. Yes, that is literally all the books that I want to read in the next few months, honestly. It's my doggy. Hey, honey bear. Hey. No? I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone. I'll leave you alone. I love you, honey. I love you, honey. Oh. What a model. What a model, Hunter. Oh, pose for me. Look at you. You look so beautiful, Hunter. Oh my god. Oh my god. You have no bad sides. You have no bad sides. You are just... I can see you giving me the side eye. Oh. I annoy him so much that he just doesn't care anymore. He's my gorgeous boy. Oh. Where are we going? Are we going for a walk? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey everyone. I'm driving home. If you've watched my, actually no, you most likely haven't seen it, but I just came back from Hannah's house. We brunched, which was very nice. Always a pleasure to see Hannah, who I call my sister from another mister. I didn't film anything today because I just wanted it to be a super chill, like, catch up. So that was nice. I did go to the library to pick up a book, some books I should say, for my women's prize project. So that was really nice. I apologize for like very abruptly not vlogging, like just ending yesterday's vlog. I didn't really vlog anymore after the last clip that I showed you. I journaled things and then I just chilled the rest of the day, doing bits and bobs, watched the dishes, all that sort of jazz. And today I just went and saw Hannah. But I'm hoping to go home and read. Oh, that's right. I was editing a lot yesterday, like of my video for Thursday, which is tomorrow. Oh my god, I fucked up. That video was supposed to go out tomorrow, but it came out this week. Came out today, this morning. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. Why would I do that? That is very weird. Anyway, so I just like edited and really that's it. So I just wanted to come here and update. I left the house today. Are we excited? I am hoping to slowly get to work this week. I'll see. My supervisor randomly called me today while I was at the library picking up books, just to touch base, but also just to like give me an idea of not what to do, but how to make the editing process, like this next stage of editing, more productive for myself and for like my future, so to speak. So that was really, really cool. Other than that, there's no real updates, my loves. Today's been a pretty chill day. I'm ready to go home. I'm ready to have a tea. I need to drink more water. I just want to watch some YouTube. You know what I mean? Like one of those days. It's one of those days. I need to think a bit more on what my supervisor told me. Figure out a few things. And tomorrow might be the day to do it. I don't know. We'll see. Is that a dog park? Oh my god, it's a dog park. Since when? Hi everyone, welcome to a new day. So I just like crashed yesterday because I was tired. But I accidentally started and finished a book. So I thought I would talk about it here because it's part of my week. Last night I was just in a weird space. I was getting a headache, and what did I do with that? Instead of like laying down and, you know, doing nothing, I did listen to an audiobook, which is really good. But then I was just really restless and fidgety, and for some reason I thought it's the perfect time to read an ebook. My eyes did not like that. I don't know why I did that. Anyway, I don't know how to take care of myself sometimes. But I just randomly started and finished a book called Reamble by Priya Hine. I got this as a recommendation when I watched Ben Reads Good's prediction video for the Women's Prize longlist. I had never heard of it, and the way he talked about it, I was intrigued. I was like, oh my god, what is this? This sounds really good. And it was really good. I didn't stop reading. It was, my ebook copy was only like 160 pages, so it was very short, but it was wow. I'm still reeling in the aftermath of finishing it. I don't really know what else to say other than it was gorgeously written. It was so good. Like that's just an understatement. It was fantastic. The way that the author was able to interweave our main character Noemi's story with her kind of growing up and learning about her own people's history, and the way that history itself is constructed to kind of further push Black people out of the history books, out of the picture, so that white people don't really have to face the violence and the horror that they themselves orchestrated in their history against Black people, was very deeply impactful and very emotional. There was a lot of poetry, and as well as these like interjections. I don't know how to explain it. I don't know if it was from the perspective of Noemi or just from the perspective of women in Reamble, which is a city, I'm guessing, I think, in the Mauritius, and it was wonderful. I don't know what else to say other than it was wonderful, other than it was so beautifully done. If I was to ever find myself in like the presence of the physical copy, I would definitely be purchasing it and annotating the absolute shit out of it, because I obviously, like, I didn't know much about kind of a Mauritius's history, and so I learnt a lot and I was learning a lot alongside the character Noemi, who also didn't really know much about her city and her country, and the way that Black people have just been ignored and oppressed and silenced for the comfort of the white people who continue to live in the city. And so it was dark, it was emotional. I don't think I'm not going to spoil the story. I think it is definitely a book that you need to read and like not know what happens, but make sure you look up the trigger warnings. because it's a lot. Like, I finished it and I was like deeply hurt, but that was just something that I spontaneously decided to read, and it was a wonderful decision. I hope Priya Hine writes more in the future, because I'll be definitely reading them. Other than that, really done nothing. I added that book into my reading journal. I've just been tottering around, aiming to finish one of the women's prize books today. But other than that, that's really all I'm doing. I don't think I'm going to be doing work today. I really cannot be bothered. I went to bed late last night as a result, and I am still like quite tired. I should probably take my iron tablets because I haven't taken them in a while, which is most likely not helping. See, I struggle with taking care of myself sometimes. Might edit some videos today because I probably should do that when I've got time, so why not do something productive. I'll even maybe start the washing. Look at me being an adult. But yeah, okay, that's really all. That's really it.
You wish to see, but time will tell.